Hello everyone, and welcome to the podcast for Never Ever Part 2. Imogen kicked off the episode tonight with another fantastic performance. Christine is doing fantastic this season. Every time she's on the screen, you can't help, but to just be completely emotionally, involved in what's happening. And just so many emotions flowing through, watching this. What more is there really to say about it? Fantastic. It's crushing, it's heartbreaking. The fact that she actually went to her mom, and then of course her dad wanted, her to spend time with her mom as well. It's heartbreaking. Imogen is going through a lot, and with the stuff with the play, and Eli's reactions when he didn't know what was going on. You just felt so bad for Imogen, for someone who's so upbeat and happy and crazy and just so Imogen. And the final scene with Imogen, Fiona, and Eli, and giving the support to Imogen, and just seeing the sets ready to go for the play, and getting ready for the big final week was just a fantastic setup. Everyone makes little mistakes, and Imogen knows that people are there for her, and that's the most important thing. The Katie and Jake plot, I quickly lost interest in this. I don't think they go together very well at all, and I actually like the idea of Katie and Dallas better now that I think about it. But the whole destroying the garden took things way too far. That was a low blow, for all the hard work that, they had put in, Katie and Jake and everyone. Katie is pissed now, and so is Jake. And we know that, some things are going to go down next week in the final week. The Becky plot, I really like the Adam and Becky scene. I think they have a really great chemistry together. And as always, I love seeing, different characters interacting and working together. And we knew, of course, that Becky would freak out once she found out the truth about Adam. So I do want to see the confrontation now that, Becky and Adam are going to have. And we had Jenna reference playing poker, if you guys remember that. It's once again the continuity this season. Now, all in all, this was a pretty solid episode. There are not too many complaints I have. Imogen was fantastic. I love the stuff with the home life and the way they're trying to involve parents more, it seems, this year, kind of taking it back to the earlier seasons of Degrassi, when parents played a big role, and I definitely like that. They're trying to cover, storylines in different ways and do different things to keep the show fresh, and I have to give the writers props. Not all the time do the plots hit as best as they should, but you have to give them, credit for trying new things. So far, season 12 has been very solid. It's been a great season so far, and hopefully the final week does not disappoint. We have 4 episodes left, 16 episodes already done. Now, real quickly, I wanted to comment on Casey and his last scene. Now, as I had watched that episode, I did not know that was indeed his final scene on the show, and of course Sam Earl commented on Twitter that it was the final scene on the show and that he was happy with how it ended. Casey was not one of my favorite characters. I would say he was probably towards the middle, maybe even the bottom, but I don't think that was a good way to write him out. Maybe ultimately it would be a good way, but I think there was still more to do and more to develop with Casey. I would have liked to see more struggle, with Kevin, his dad, and his mom. I think we could have had a couple more episodes and maybe have his final, scene coming up here in the final week of the summer episodes. At least give a little more. And finally, something a lot of people have been talking about, the dead dog. Was quite shocking for them, to show that. And typically on TV shows, when an animal or a pet or that kind of thing dies, they don't really show up. They leave it up to your imagination, because a lot of people are very sensitive to animals dying, especially, a dog, which is, arguably the most popular animal in the world that everyone loves. So, I definitely agree. It was kind of like, wow, they're really pushing it, and they're really showing that. And obviously the writers and everyone involved had a reason as to why, but I guess they just really wanted to get the emotion across. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you all enjoyed it. Leave me some comments and let me know what you thought about this podcast or any of the past podcasts. Just check them all out on YouTube. They're all up there. Let me know what you think. And I will talk to you all next week for the final week of Degrassi Season 12 Showdown.